Acting with restraint, the emotional intelligence behind Cha Eun-woo's performances. In an industry that often rewards volume, louder emotions, sharper expressions, and instant impact, Cha Eun-woo has carved a different path. His acting philosophy leans toward restraint, emotional intelligence, and an understanding that not every feeling needs to be announced. Instead of dominating a scene, he allows emotions to breathe, trusting silence, pauses, and subtle shifts in expression to do the work. This approach has quietly become one of the most defining aspects of his performances. The power of understatement in a visual industry. Cha Eun-woo entered the acting world under intense scrutiny. Known first for his visuals, expectations were shaped before he ever spoke a line on screen. Rather than overcompensating with exaggerated acting choices, he leaned into control. His performances often feel measured, not because emotions are absent, but because they are filtered through an internal process. Restraint, in his case, is not limitation, it is discipline. He understands that real people rarely externalize everything they feel. By keeping emotions close to the surface rather than spilling them outward, his characters feel grounded and believable. Emotional intelligence as a performance tool. Emotional intelligence in acting is the ability to understand not just what a character feels, but when and how those feelings should be revealed. Cha Eun-woo consistently demonstrates this awareness. His characters often process emotions internally before allowing them to appear, creating performances that feel thoughtful rather than reactive. This intelligence shows in moments of hesitation, a delayed response, a softened gaze, or a controlled breath. These small decisions signal emotional complexity without verbal explanation. Instead of telling the audience what his character is feeling, he invites them to observe and interpret. Silence as a language. One of Cha Eun-woo's most effective tools is silence. He uses quiet moments not as empty space, but as emotional punctuation. In scenes where dialogue could easily overpower nuance, he allows pauses to carry meaning. These moments often reveal vulnerability, uncertainty, longing, or quiet resolve, without overt dramatization. The absence of words becomes a statement, reinforcing the idea that emotional truth doesn't always require speech. This skill separates competent performances from memorable ones. Growth through control, not excess. As his career has progressed, Cha Eun-woo's restraint has evolved into confidence. Early performances showed careful control. Later ones reveal comfort within that control. He no longer appears to hold back emotion, but rather chooses exactly how much to reveal. This growth reflects an actor who understands his strengths and refuses to abandon them for short-term impact. Instead of chasing dramatic peaks, he builds emotional continuity, allowing characters to unfold naturally across a story's arc. Challenging the misconception of minimal acting. Minimalism in acting is often misunderstood as lack of range. Cha Eun-woo challenges this assumption. His range exists within subtle variation rather than dramatic contrast. A slight change in posture, tone, or eye movement can signal emotional transformation just as effectively as tears or raised voices. This approach requires trust in the audience, the director, and oneself. It assumes viewers are perceptive and willing to engage. That trust has paid off, particularly with audiences who value emotional authenticity over spectacle. Restraint as identity, not strategy. What makes Cha Eun-woo's restrained acting compelling is that it feels organic, not calculated. It aligns with his on-screen identity and personal demeanor, creating a seamless connection between actor and character. Rather than masking himself behind technique, he uses technique to refine what is already present. In doing so, he has built a performance style that feels consistent yet adaptable, quiet yet resonant. His acting doesn't demand attention, it earns it. Conclusion: the strength of quiet confidence. Cha Eun-woo's performances remind us that acting is not always about intensity, but intention. Through restraint, emotional intelligence, and an understanding of human subtlety, he offers characters that linger in memory rather than overwhelm in the moment. In a landscape often dominated by extremes, his quiet confidence stands out. By choosing when not to act, when to pause, and when to simply exist within a scene, Cha Eun-woo demonstrates that sometimes the most powerful emotions are the ones spoken softly, or not at all.